Hi friends, it's Suzanne here. Thanks for joining me for another Fabricate Friday video. I have this super cute little box and it is featuring the Lemon Lime Twist cardstock and the Delightful Daisies designer series paper or pattern paper. And although there is no lemon lime twist in this paper, I just want to show you how really versatile this particular green is, because it looks fantastic with this color. So what I have inside this little sweet box is a teeny tiny mini hand sanitizer. Sometimes I go into, I don't know, like the pharmacy and I see stuff like this, like little tiny jars and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I can create a box out of it. To which I did. So there you go. And that is how I designed it. It's really cute. I love it. A little bit of linen thread. And these are our new glitter enamel dots. I used our classic label punch to make this little guy and some glue dots, and voila. So I thought I would share with you how to make it. One little piece of lemon lime twist here. Sized at 5 and 3 1/4, and on the long side I'm scoring at 1/2, 1 1/4, 2 3/4, and 3 1/2. Flipping it to the short side, and I'm going to score at 5/8. That is the base. The lid is 5 inches by 2 1/2, and I'm going to use my little shim. Now, why we use a shim is every so often, especially when it comes to lids like this that are going to be slipping on and off, if we just sort of bump the paper over a little bit, it gives a little bit of breathing room, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm just going to leave the shim in there and make my scores as normal. So how I made this particular shim is just I took I guess it's like a 1-inch piece of cardstock. I folded it, I scored it, folded it in half, really glued it down, pressed it down, and then I'm using like just very small flat glue dots, and I sort of just pop it right in there, make sure the corner's in perfect, and it will just sort of bump everything out. So on the long side I'm going to score at 1/2. Oops. 1 1/4, 2 3/4, and 3 1/2. I'm going to turn, and I'm going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And don't press too hard when you're dealing with patterned paper. Folding and burnishing all said score lines. When I am folding designer series paper or patterned paper, I like to equalize the sides and then score, because paper has a tendency, especially thinner cardstock or paper, has a tendency to sort of wibble out of way. It wants to do its own thing. Okay, so I'm just going to take my little scissors here. I'm going to wedge out that crease line. And I'm going to just wedge out these edges here. Here. So this is going to be the bottom of our box. And then just to make sure that everything goes nice, I'm just going to wedge that out as well. Okay, I'm going to use some fast fuse. So I'm going to fold that side in, and just so that I square everything up nice, I'm going to fold that guy in. So since this edge is there's only one seam, it's going to be at the back. So I'm going to make this my front, and that's the one that's going to sort of fold over. So I'm just going to put adhesive on my front and close up. And I did see that there's a little overhang. Can you see that? It's a tiny little hair of an overhang, and that's going to interfere with our box lid. So I'm going to snip that, just trim it right off. I probably cut the paper incorrectly, or, you know, I'm not perfect. Okay, so we have the seam at the back, and I just wanted to make sure that this little dude fits inside. He does. How cute. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'm going to get rid of this little square here and edge that off, and just a little wedge. So it's really difficult. You probably can't see the score lines while on video, but that's okay, because I promise you that they're there. This pattern paper again is the Delightful Daisy, and again there is no lemon lime in it whatsoever, and you're going to see that it goes really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy together a little differently. I actually am going to fold it gently around the box. Perfect. You want to be able to do that, sort of fit it around the box so that it fits nicely. And then I'm going to find the seam. So the seam's here at the back. So this is the front, this piece. So I'm going to put adhesive. Actually, while I'm doing that, I just had a feeling that my folds were off. I don't know what was going on. So now I'm squaring it all up. It's all good. Okay, so the seam here is at the back. So this is going to be the front. So I'm going to fold those pieces in. And close up. Now, I did see that the seam, again, there was a little something going on with the seam. I don't know. Maybe I was drunk cutting this. It was, you know, sometimes I craft really late at night, hey? And sometimes it's a little dark. But anyway. And that should fit just perfectly over top because we just measured it. Look at, right? How awesome is that? These little details, like what I'm doing right now, like shoring it up a little bit and just trimming off anything that I find unsightly. it's all about craftsmanship, folks. You want to make sure if you're going to present, even if it's just a little bit of like hand sanitizer, which is in this cute little box, you want to make sure that it's presented as neatly as possible. Okay, so I have, this is sort of how I store my ribbons, and I don't have a lot of room for stuff, and I like to be able to grab and go, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this linen thread out of my tin. I'll do the same design that I did on this one as I did on that one. So this time, since it's such a small piece, I'm just gonna take a couple links and twist them around my fingers. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of fast fuse right there, and I'm going to lay this circle around. I'm going to trim off the excess. All right, so I'm going to get out a little piece of Whisper White. I'm going to decorate it very similarly. So here's the lemon lime twist. I am using 2 words from Tabs for Everything. I love this set. It has a ton of tiny little words. I can see this being repeated very subtly on a background of a card. There's these tiny little images. You could use them also from your on your agendas or journals, but I thought this was just awesome to put on a card or on a little tag. So I'm going to do the same thing. Use the your and then a second one. Wonderful. Classic label punch. I'm going to go in and punch that out. And I know that doesn't look at all like this, but what you do is you take this and you stick it in the opposite way like that, and you can see where the edges are, and now I'll just pen at the ends. Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that brilliant? I thought it was brilliant. And I particularly don't really care if there's a point on the other one. Okay, a glue dot right there. Stick it over the fast fuse. And then I'm going to show you the glitter enamel dots. That's how they come. So you get several colors. And I will admit to you guys, this is like my second pack because I love them. I love them. It's like Wink of Stella in here, but different. So, no, I'm going to go with my green. Maybe not so dark. Maybe this one. I cover up that little point. Ta-da! Super cute. This might be Berry Burst. This to me almost looks like crushed curry. They don't say the names. And this to me is, it's kind of between, I'm not 100% sure, Dapper Denim or Island Indigo maybe. And it's some, yeah, one of those. Anyway, they're really cute. They don't say the color on the back, so it's kind of like a guess. Kind of goes with everything. But anyway, those are my 2 little projects, or 1 little project, but 2 versions of it. And look at how great that green lemon lime goes with this color, and there's no green in it. It's funny, hey? Like this color morphs. This is the morphing color. Anyway, I just love it. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf to visit my website, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.